You've been waiting long, Rex? Sorry. I've been studying this potential swell. My surfer friends are saying, is there really going to be a 15-second period swell? Well, I don't know. I believe the term Sean Vecchione used was frothing. He was frothing when he saw that map. T-Rex, are you frothing to get out the door? 1, 2, 3. T-Rex is always frothing to get out the door. Oh man, I can hear a Carolina wren, but I just switched microphones to my noise canceling mic because I don't. It's so loud. 78 degrees here at about 8:30 on. It's Thursday, so who cares about Thursdays? Well, it's July 3rd. This is the biggest Thursday of the year. It's the biggest day of the year here. The fireworks barge is going to be coming right in, right there this afternoon. And last night it was a drone show in Hingham. Now, there are efforts to make the celebrations of Independence Day more environmentally correct. And the drone show was fantastic. Thank you, Mary, for sharing these images. And there was music to accompany instead of Carolina wren exploding gunpowder. Now, I got to admit, T-Rex is no fan of fireworks. The cats and the dogs are going to be under the beds when the fireworks go off tonight. Yeah, Rex. So much to talk about. That potential swell doesn't make a lot of sense. Today's weather, we are under the risk for strong to severe thunderstorms, and there's some smoke in the sky. The regional roundup at 8 a.m., Boston was already at 78 degrees. The dew point is still about 70 from Connecticut to southern Rhode Island. The dew point is lower in northern New England, but still in the 60s. And you can consider the dew point the real amount of moisture in the air. And when the dew point is in the 60s, that is enough humidity, energy to trigger severe thunderstorms if other things are going on, like a surface front. Here's the map at 2 o'clock this afternoon. There's the surface front, and you see that red zone, New Hampshire and Maine. That is the zone that the Weather Prediction Center forecast thinks is the most vulnerable to severe weather today. And that's a front, a surface front, with wind from the southwest ahead of the front, wind from the west-northwest behind the front. That's surface convergence. And there's a jet max of 40 to 50 knots, up around 15 to 20,000 feet. That's energy that causes updraft, diffluence aloft, lifted index of minus 5 degrees Celsius. So if a particle rises through the atmosphere, it's going to be 5 degrees warmer than its surrounding environment. That's buoyancy. So all the ingredients are here for damaging thunderstorms today and potentially large hail with the freezing level way up there. But what happens in those updrafts is the raindrops, they shed electrons. That's electric voltage potential building up. And then the raindrops keep going up. They turn into ice crystals and into ice cubes. Then the ice cubes keep going up, and eventually they get so heavy they come down in a microburst, and that's ice falling from the sky on July 3rd today. Yeah. Leif and Pea, I believe, probably commuting over to work or play today. What is it, work or play at Wessagusset? Very busy day here. So glassy on the water. Yes, Weir, come down here with your flight board. So there's George Lane Beach. It's going to be packed with people today. They've put up fences to try and keep us from going onto the danger zone. That is the construction zone. And we're going to keep an eye on Steve. He's right there. He's tied, but he's not around anything. Why don't we go over there and put him around something? Garden is looking good. I've put a lot of work in here, and I've watered it a lot. Mother Nature is going to offer some water today. So let's look at the NAM. Now, wait, Tim. Show the satellite image first, because there's so much there. There's a fog bank along the south coast, moisture, Long Island to Nantucket, a lot of fog just sitting there, remnant of yesterday's front that decayed. Plume of smoke right across central New England, Vermont, New Hampshire, southwestern Maine from the fires in Canada. And then a cluster of cumulonimbus clouds over northern New York. Thunderstorm clouds, nothing severe so far, but so much going on right there. And the radar also shows those showers over New York. Now, those are stabilizing. It's a stabilizing factor to have a cloud, but that one's fallen apart, and there's plenty of sunshine in the rest of New England. See? And so that's going to be fuel for these thunderstorms. So let's go to the forecast for today now from the NAM. Sorry about that. Sometimes I get ahead of myself. And there are the showers and thunderstorms kind of scattered around. And you don't see anything like a whole squall line, do you? But you see segments. And the SPC says there could be a supercell in New England today. I don't see it here, but I do see a thunderstorm coming right over my house at around 1920 Z. That's 3 to 4 o'clock, right over Boston. So anybody is vulnerable to a thunderstorm. I'd say least vulnerable would be Narragansett Bay to Cape Cod. And also, it looks like south of Lake Winnipesaukee, because the next round of showers and thunderstorms, they are coming in across Vermont, New Hampshire, into Maine. Those are the strongest storms of the day right there. Those are the ones that are going to have the most wind and hail. And those kind of fall apart as the sun goes down. So most of us, anyone that's having a drone show or outdoor festivities or fireworks tonight, it should be dry. And there's going to be some wind shifts. Now, this takes us out. Keep going. Through tomorrow, beautiful day. 1023 high pressure system comes in. And the air is much less humid. And it's mostly sunny. Beautiful Independence Day. Boston included, and then this goes out now to Saturday at 2 p.m. And at that point, Saturday, there is a warm front going to our north. You have the 570 thickness over us. So after what is a fairly chilly high pressure system coming in, the return of the warm air is going to be happening very quickly. Now go to that was 2 p.m. on Saturday. Looks good. Driest weekend in months. And here's the QPF, quantitative precipitation forecast. And again, these are always hit or miss. These lines can move 20 to 50 miles with no problem, but you do see that stripe coming right over Metro West Boston and the Boston area between 3 and 4 o'clock, and scattered showers and thunderstorms where you get hit hard. You can get a ½ inch to an inch or more of rain. Those are little dots of purple. And note again, the least amount of precipitation forecast is in southern New Hampshire and southwestern Maine. So that's been a fairly consistent signal from that. All right, so what else was I going to talk about? Oh, yes, the smoke. I want to talk about the smoke that's in the sky. We're going to look at this big picture satellite now, and you can see the plume of smoke coming out of north central, and looks like more Manitoba now. So the fires, the worst of the fires now looks like they've shifted to the west and to the north of where they were a couple months ago. And that smoke plume is aimed at us right now. And also at the southern end there, what was Flossie was a hurricane off Mexico, now is a tropical storm. And we're still watching that area in the northern Gulf of Mexico and the Bahamas for potential tropical cyclone that probably has not much to do with the surf forecast. More on that in a second. Here's the smoke forecast, and you can see the heaviest plume of smoke is coming across New England right now. And there's some drier air just to our north, or not drier, yes, it is drier, but cleaner air. And see that cleaner air where there's not that much smoke in Quebec? That air probably comes in tomorrow. So I think the smoke plume is going to kind of break into pieces, and we're going to get less smoke in our sky tomorrow. Not that it's that bad today, but it's there. So I said I would talk about it. I talked about it. Now, what about this surf forecast? We're going to go to the Ocean Prediction Center. It's called OPC. You can put it into your Google, and they have lots of products there. The surf period is what a lot of people are looking at here. And this is the forecast for the surf period. That would be the number of seconds between the peak of each swell is at 14 to 15 seconds now coming into Chesapeake Bay and New Jersey, and it's just south of Long Island and Block Island and Nantucket. A 15-second swell is a powerful wave, and even if it's only 2 or 3 feet, it can be a really fun wave. And if it gets up to 4 to 6 feet, which is over a meter, then it can be a dangerous wave if you're standing at the coast and one comes and gets you at high tide, because you get those sets, and then sometimes one comes in about 2 or 3 feet higher than the last 20 of them, and you get knocked off the jetty, and you're not in good shape. But if you're out there in good shape, as in athletic, and wanting to go surf, then it's really fun, even though it is forecast to be only about a meter swell coming in here Sunday and Monday. Break for baby eider. They're growing up. There's always been 3 adults and 3 kids, and now 3 adults and 3 adolescents. Riding those waves. Those are chest-high waves on an eider. And that has to do with marine traffic. Yeah, we break for birds. And why, though, that swell? It's not the potential tropical cyclone there in the lower left of the surface forecast here from Ocean Prediction Center, but you see that 10, 30, for anomalous, massive, high-pressure system, pretty much centered over the Azores, but high pressure dominating from northwestern Europe all the way across the Atlantic Ocean. So from Portugal to the Bahamas, that's about a 2,000 or 3,000 mile fetch. And often you don't have such a clean fetch. A fetch would be how many miles the air is coming in from the same direction. So the wind from the east all the way from Africa to the Bahamas, then coming up the east coast of North America. And thank you, Dubba in Florida, for pointing this out days ago. And I said to something to the extent of a high pressure long period swell. I have not heard of such thing. But if anyone else has another idea why this is happening or forecasts, I'm all ears. I talked to Weir this morning. We're like, high pressure? Is it maybe a swell coming from the southern hemisphere? Sometimes we get those, but no, this is just an anomalous swell in the forecast. So we do surfing, we do skiing on the Eider. Oh, they're going under. Oh, funny. Coming toward us. All right, get to the big picture. The Euro. Now today, there may be a mesoscale convective vortex coming right over Boston, where the wind goes from the northeast to the northwest, gusts past 35 miles an hour, and then tends to die down. That's the nature of what can happen in these thunderstorms. And then it's the 1023 high pressure system coming in tonight and tomorrow with a refreshing air, the dew point falling through the 50s into the 40s in southern New England, through the 40s into the 30s in northern New England. Saturday morning frost. No, not quite. I don't think it's going to be that cold on Saturday morning, but really refreshing low humidity air. But because this high is going off to our west and south, and when they go that direction, we warm right back up. And sure enough, here comes the warmth back in on Sunday. Now we start to see that potential tropical cyclone, which would be the sea storm. I've already forgot the name because I didn't look it up this morning, but the sea storm may be going over North Carolina on Monday, headed toward New England. And the warm is here, and the flow should carry, if that is a named storm, should carry that storm just east and south of Nantucket on Tuesday into Wednesday. We'll be watching a potential tropical storm go by, and that too would help generate a swell for a different reason. So may have a great week of surf here starting Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Now we're getting into the battle zone with some fronts coming at us from Canada. I'm going to get some fronts coming at us, an upper level low from the north, and then we got the heat coming at us from the southwest. So it's going to be very active next week. We're going to be getting showers or thunderstorms just about every day next week. And this goes out into next weekend. Now it goes to Saturday, July 11th. And most notable, what you're probably staring at is that nice 570 red line across New England. Oh, that means 90 and sunshine, right? Well, look over the mid-Atlantic states and you see that low pressure system. In order for us to get that real hot summertime weather, you want a high pressure system there, not a low pressure system there. So that probably means an onshore flow. And there's another distinct front coming at us out of Ontario and Quebec. So we'd kind of be in between there, which looks really nice. And not oppressive hot, not oppressive humidity, because that tropical front is with that low to our south. So that would be some pretty nice weather for next Saturday too. We're going to get us a new streak going of nice Saturdays. Oh, we break for cormorants. That's it for the weather part, I think. Did smoke, did surf, get the birds. So the Enmore yesterday, I don't know, I worked more hours in the garden. There's a cabbage butterfly. I love looking at those. And we drove around a little bit, or walked around a little bit too, looking at some of the big dig, prepping for the clash of all the people coming to Weymouth in the construction zone ongoing, and that should be something. So I would suggest having somebody try and keep people off from coming in this direction, and somebody on the other side, because people love to take this. There was a way to access between the beaches that was kind of hidden by the trees where the kids loved, but now it's all exposed, but people are still trying to traverse using this path. And so a little on that and driving around. Pretty uneventful and more. A friend stopped by with an MG, beautiful car, older than we are, he said. It's older than us. And yeah, so a little of that. An MG goes by, another old car sighting, and watching these birds. And it's going to be a very busy day down here today. I've got to populate the backyard with the porch furniture, which has been resting while we had the big excavation done. T-Rex just loves sitting in the sun, and I appreciate your patience and kind of dizzying array of things we talked about today, but overall, sun and storms, and it should be really interesting. We may have to do some self-evacuations from big thunderstorms around 3 o'clock this afternoon. That should be interesting. Here's the Enmore. Enmore, 9:43 a.m. on Wednesday, July 2nd. They're prepping for the crowds for July 3rd, trying to keep everybody safe. Like, no standing on the wall, TK. And it's so interesting. There's the retaining wall coming together with those huge boulders that have been arriving this week. And so you got a massive construction project, and then like 10 feet away, it's summer camp. And we've got the kids learning stand-up paddle and kayaking and having fun on this rather gray but plenty warm Wednesday, July 2nd. You'll take advantage of the good weather, whether or not. And so fascinating. The wall's going to end right about there or so. And work is going to continue through the summer. That's a new thing, which I think I've told everyone about already, right? Summer camp, summer work, summer sky. Thank you guys. Oh yeah, and people are admiring the cars that the construction workers drive. Get out of that one, get into that one. They match. Luciano. 11:30, still not done editing. I had no idea how much lightning I captured on my time lapse. It's taking some time. Low tide. Where are the sailors? Why are the young sailors not out today? Quite steamy, quite nice. Justice escorting this barge to our 80-degree day. You can see the blue sky on the northern horizon. We don't get visitors that often, but when we do, sometimes they show up in style. Wow, I don't even know where to begin. Get closer, Tim, get closer. Old Boy Toy, MG. OMG, the New England MGT register. RAC, sounds like something royal. Look at this. See me? Can you see me in there? Wow. Old school, shiny, gorgeous.
What about, I say this is a millennial lock, okay? It's a standard, number one. But to start the thing, when it's cold, you turn the key, right? You're gonna pull the choke.
Nice.
And you pull the starter.
Oh, it sounds great. A lot of prep going on. Looks like we made it to just about 90 before the temperature started falling back. Technically, the cold front moved offshore and the dew point is coming down, and there is still some convection off to the south here of Turn Harbor. Beautiful sky. Could be a really fantastic sunset. Not that there's ever such thing as a bad sunset around here. Wind from the west is best. Steve, are you not impressed? I am always impressed by the sky and the maritime traffic. It's a big one. Nice breeze. Seems like a good evening for sailing. Don't you think, Kevin? Or perhaps just a little siesta. That's different. Don't see families posing by that sign. Very impressive. Just came over the bridge into Quincy to get some lobster at the Lobster Pound, and traffic was so messed up because the bridge had to go up to let that tanker underneath. Does that make you hungry? Let's see how much of a view we have from the backyard, whether I can see that tanker. There's the bridge. We've been under the bridge before. And that is not the tanker. The tanker is beyond. Wondering about lobster pounds. Chicks, $10 quarters, $11 halves, $12 slicks, $13 a pound. Oh yeah. Just reach right in there and grab one. Oh yeah. I think that one. I had to ask what a quarter is and a half. It means a pound and a quarter, a pound and a half.
These are selects over there, but they ain't as big.
Pound and a half. Those are selects. I don't really get it.
Pound and a half.
I like the looks of those guys.
Yeah, they got some big claws on them.
In and out. Back to the cat in the garden. Everybody's pointed in the same direction. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. At least don't make a video. Windsy now. We went under this bridge, the boat, a couple days ago. So there's the tanker on the far side over there. You'll see it better in a second. You see it? Yeah, whatever. Quincy now. This is about as much traveling as I want to do. Wish it could be this easy. No, we're traveling. Not on the 3rd, but on the 4th, and the 5th, and the 6th. Welcome to Weymouth. Back to not in a hurry. That's a dillweed seed and a dark rabbit, a baby rabbit. Where were you yesterday on the 1st of July? 8 o'clock. Cue the piano music. Those are warm air advection clouds way up there, believe it or not. Very little room between the fronts. One cold front went off from that direction. There's another one coming down. But between that and this, there's some warm air, maybe 90 on our Thursday in a few spots with an offshore wind. Steve is out grooming, admiring the sunset. So let's look at the full day time lapse from Weymouth. That multi-layered sky, stabilized, lower humidity, cold front came through late morning. Temperature peaked near 90, then fell back through the 80s. The dew point went from the 70s to the 60s, yay. Steve is preoccupied with something over there. We are preoccupied with this over here. And Cape Cod. Did we pick up any more appreciable rain on Cape Cod today? I think it missed just to the south. The data at the bottom here is from HYA, Hyannis ASOS, Automated Surface Observation System. Southwest wind, temperature, no precipitation recorded there. Those of us with the tempest, we do get the precipitation. And the Twilight Series sailboat race is happening. Not as many boats as last week. But a perfect night. I think I said southwest, but it's actually more west. I think I said 8 to 11 knots. I think it's more like 7.2 to 10.2. Gorgeous. A little smoke in the sky. That's gonna be the challenge. Sure. Now you look at the camera. Oh. Come on. They're here for you. All right, really. That's it. Half a mile. That's it.